Hello everyone, it's Lately 2009 here, and welcome to the video that I've wanted to make for a really long time now. One that I actually made a Thomas channel so I could do, that being my Thomas and Friends DVD collection. I have had Thomas DVDs since I wasn't even a year old, and I started properly collecting them in 2021, and I finally have all the ones I want to do. I don't have every single release, but I just have all the ones you need to get like every episode from each series and all the films as well. So without any further ado, let's get into this. First up is the Complete Series 1. This first came out in 1984. This contains the 2003, I want to say, remaster of the episode, and this is the 2012 release of the DVD, a very nice start to the series. Next up is my favourite series, the Complete Series 2. Again, this is the 2003, I think, remasters of the episodes. Same here for the Complete Series 3, another great series. I know these remasters do have their flaws, but I think they look really, really good despite this. I don't actually have the unrestored versions of the episodes, so yeah, these are also just my go-to versions of the episodes. I do think they look really nice. Next up is the Complete Series 4, my second favourite series, the series that introduced the Scarlet Railway as well as the Stepney episodes. Very nice. Next up is the Complete Series 5, another one of my favourites. These first 5 series that were produced by Britt Allcroft were just magical. Rest in peace. Next up is the first Thomas film, Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which actually came out 25 years ago this year, which is pretty amazing. This is the 2007 reprint. I do actually really like this film, but only if you think of it as a standalone film, because it doesn't fit into the canon in any way. Next up is the Complete Series 6. This series introduces the pack. I do really like this series. Next up is the Complete Series 7. Again, I really like this series. Next up is Thomas's Trusty Friends, which contains 11 out of the 13 pack episodes. The other 2 are put on a promotional DVD, 2 fantastic episodes, as well as 3 Series 7 songs. And what I've actually done is, I've replaced the case for a double case, so we have Thomas's Trusty Friends on this side, and the promotional DVD on this side. This is also the 2008 reprint of the DVD. I do really recommend you do this upgrade if you do have both of these DVDs. Moving on to the hit era, we have the Complete Series 8. I am very nostalgic for this series. You'll start to hear that word nostalgia quite a lot from now on. Next up is the next film, Calling All Engines. This is the original 2005 release. Again, I am very nostalgic for this. Next up is the Complete Series 9. Again, more nostalgia here. This is also the release of the error on the episode Molly's Special, but we'll come back to this later. Next up is the Complete Series 10. This is probably the weakest series so far, but I don't think it's terrible. Next up is the Complete Series 11. I love the visuals for this series. The episodes themselves are decent. It just annoys me a bit how they didn't release these Complete Series DVDs in the same style as the Series 1 to 7 and 12 to 20 DVDs, but whatever. Next up is my favourite Thomas film, The Great Discovery. I love the visuals and just how many characters there are in this. Next up is the Complete Series 12. The animation on this hasn't aged very well, but I don't actually hate this series. Moving on to the Nitrogen era, we have Hero of the Rails. I do really like this film. Next up is the Complete Series 13. Again, I'm very nostalgic for this series. Next up is Misty Island Rescue. This is one of the first Thomas DVDs I ever got. It still has the slipcover and also the book. I have no idea how this still works, but it does. I just can't bring myself to hate this movie. I'm that nostalgic for it. Next up is the Complete Series 14. A few episodes I can get some enjoyment out of, but it's not the greatest series. Next up is Day of the Diesels. I quite enjoy this, though it's not the best Thomas film. Next we have the Complete Series 15. Again, not the best series. Next up is Blue Mountain Mystery, another one of my favourite Thomas films. Next up is the Complete Series 16. I'd say this is probably the best Nitrogen series. I'm also quite nostalgic for this, because this is actually the first Thomas series that I remember watching when it first came out. Moving on to the Brenner era, we have King of the Railway. Not the most interesting special, but at least it showed hope. Next we have the Complete Series 17. I did really enjoy this series. It was the best we'd had in quite a while. This DVD is also on 2 discs for some reason, with 13 episodes on each. Next up is Tale of the Brave. I used to not think too much of this Thomas film, but after rewatching it, it is amazing. Next up is the complete Series 18 with a Dinos and Discoveries bonus disc. I don't really like how they just released the previous DVD with 60 episodes on it. It completely ruined the episode ordering, but at least we have them all. Now, the timeline of Series 19 to 21 is a bit confusing, especially where the specials go, so I'm just following the pattern of film special. Starting with The Adventure Begins. Despite its flaws, I do really like this film. Next up is the complete Series 19 with Start Your Engines as the bonus disc. The animation in this series is definitely the highlight, but there are also some really good episodes. Next up is Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. This was the first film that I ever saw in a cinema, and this film is incredible. The animation, the writing, the visuals, and the voice cast are all amazing. Next up is the complete Series 20 with Extraordinary Engines as the bonus disc. Now, only 26 of the episodes were released on this DVD for some reason. The other 2 episodes were going to be released on the complete Series 21 DVD, although that never came out. Although those 2 episodes, being the 2 Glenn episodes, were released as bonus episodes on the Series 19 DVD, Full Steam to the Rescue, which I have here. Next up is the film The Great Race. I did quite enjoy this film, although they went a bit overboard with the new characters. After Series 20, they stopped releasing complete series DVDs, so for Series 21 onwards, I just have the individual releases, which I've put in release order. And for Series 21, we have Christmas on Sodor, Danger at the Docks, and On the Go with Thomas. I actually really enjoyed Series 21. It is a shame they cut it so short. Also on the shelf, I have left a gap of 2 spaces so I can actually get the DVDs out without the desk getting in the way. Next up is the film Journey Beyond Sodor. I saw this in the cinemas too. I also saw The Great Race in the cinema. I think I forgot to mention that. And I thought it was alright. The bouncing's a bit annoying though. Moving on to the Bobber era, we have the film Big World, Big Adventures. I'm so annoyed that I missed this when it was in the cinemas. It was the last film of the original series. But the film was just okay. Fun fact, the picture on the spine of this DVD is the same as on the one on Journey Beyond Sodor. Moving on to Series 22, we have Here Comes the Steam Team, Monkey Trouble, and A Colourful World. This series was different, but just okay. The Series 23 and 24 DVDs intertwine a bit, so I'll talk about them together. Digs and Discoveries, the special itself was alright. Steam Team to the Rescue, this was decent. The Royal Engine, this was pretty good, although I feel like we deserved a bit better for a finale. Carnival Day, still with its 75th anniversary sticker on there. Marvellous Machinery, this special was a bit strange. We also have the Super Engine, and finally Animal Adventures. Series 23 is my favourite out of the Bobber seasons, and Series 24 is just okay. A few bonuses. Remember I said on the complete Series 9 there was an error on the episode Molly's Special. Well, basically, there's a scene where the picture glitches and goes out of sync with the audio. This isn't just my one, it's on all of the copies. So what I actually did is buy a copy of Together on the Tracks, the 2008 reprint, which has the episode Molly's Special as well, but just without the error. I also have the Day of the Diesels on Blu-ray, the only Blu-ray to get released in this country. This is also a double play, so it has the Blu-ray as well as the DVD, so I actually have 3 copies of this movie. I also have the CD for Day of the Diesels. I don't collect CDs, but we were just having a tidy out a few months ago and my sister found this and yeah, I just happily adopted it. But yeah, this has got the Day of the Diesels song as well as just a bunch of other songs from the Hit era and the Nitrogen era. And here is the cardboard sleeve that the 2006 episodes Jack in the Pack promotional DVD came in. A few extras, all of which have been replaced by a complete series DVD or just don't work. We have Thomas Percy and the Coal and A Close Shave from Poundland. These DVDs are actually my first exposure to Ringo Starr's narration. Here we have my other copies of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. both of which are also the 2007 reprints. And something a bit strange, on my current copy, under the G rating, it says fit for viewing generally, but in case a child of under 12 years, parental guidance. But on these two, it says fit for viewing by persons generally, which is a bit strange because these are all the same release. They're all the 2007 release, which is a bit confusing. Next up we have the triple pack, which has All Aboard with the Steam Team, It's Great to Be an Engine, and Peep Peep Hooray 3 Cheers for Thomas. This is the 2008 reprint. Next up is the Christmas Express, which has just a bunch of Christmas/winter episodes from series 8 to 11. Here we have Heave Ho, which has some episodes from series 12. This DVD is a bit boring because there aren't any bonus features or anything on here. And maybe we won't talk about how badly animated the menu is. Here we have the movie pack, which has the 2008 reprint of Calling All Engines, The Great Discovery, and Hero of the Rails. Here we have Splish Splash Splosh. This and Misty Island Rescue was either my first ever Thomas DVD. I don't know how this still works, but it does. I sometimes just watch this for the Mr. Perkins segments because it's my only Thomas DVD with Mr. Perkins on it. Here we have another copy of Danger at the Docks and 2 extra copies of On the Go with Thomas. I had a bit of bad luck with Series 21 on DVD. Here is the Day Out with Thomas, Journey with Thomas promotional DVD, which has Jizzes and Japes from Series 14 and Double Trouble from Series 13. And finally, we have the Little Big Club Collection 2, which has the Series 13 episode, A Blooming Mess. And that is everything. This is a video that I've wanted to make for a really long time now, so I'm so glad to finally made it. It's taken me about 4 years from when I started collecting these DVDs to finally get all the ones that I wanted. So yeah, I want to say thank you to all of you for watching. See you in the next video, and goodbye for now.